Hi, hello everyone. I'm back with a different color? A different color? Oh, hold on. I've got pink and red going on? It won't do. It won't do. Also, this is an Automaster Glossier shirt. I know! You can buy these on Walmart.com. I feel like they've just had them in, like, a warehouse somewhere for, like, since 2007. And they're like, okay, y'all, Walmart.com, we need to that's our prime market. Like, I don't know. Walmart.com. Does everyone else hate Walmart.com and other websites that do this where, like, not all the stuff on there is from the actual company? Like, when you go on Walmart.com, there's, like, a bunch of other random people on there. And I'm like, this is not Amazon. Get off of here. I want things that are in Walmart. And I think you can, like, filter by that. But anyway. I wanted to, like, it's not even a rant, because it's not that serious. But there's, like, on Instagram, right? Okay, I love Automaster. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. I tell everybody, and nobody knows what Automaster is, and I'm always like, I don't care. I need to let everyone know that I personally have a problem. Okay? Like, hold on. Well, actually, if I do that, if I picked up the iPad, to show you my giant Automaster poster, you would see the disaster that is my desk. My desk is so bad, but anyway, we're gonna do it anyway. First of all, back up. Yes. My giant Automaster poster. That's what I'm saying. Okay. But anyway, so I follow, like, Automaster people on Twitter. Right, not on Twitter, on Instagram. I don't use Twitter. Anyway, and there's this one guy that I was, like, talking to, and I was just like, what? It's just, like, he's slightly weird, so I don't know, because, like, he just said, like, well, first of all, a couple months ago or something, he, like, reached out to me and was like, I'd like to commission you, and then he never did, and I was like, okay, loser. Sorry, you're a loser. Give me money, thank you. Anyway, it was because, like, he said, oh, well, I need, like, I get paid tomorrow or something, and I didn't hear anything from him the next day, but I saw in his story, he's like, I just got paid, and I was like, okay, never mind. You have fun with that. Whatever. I'm not actually that mad about that. Let me be clear. It's only the fact that he continued to have conversations with me that I care a little bit. I'm just like, you were supposed to give me money. Like, you weren't supposed to, but I'm just saying, you know, I think about it in the back of my mind. I'm like, you told me that you were going to buy something from me, and then you didn't. I'm gonna be thinking about this in the back of my mind, okay? I was thinking maybe a customer, okay, whatever. But anyway, whenever, like, he started a conversation with me where he's like, yeah, I'm just intimidated by female Idolmaster fans because they don't like men. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't care. Okay, like, so I just said, like, okay. And then, like, and that's what I'm saying. Why are you gonna continue? He was just, like, randomly telling me about his OCs. Like, I didn't ask, but I'm like, you were supposed to pay me to draw them. You can't be telling me about them now. Like, I should be interested. You were supposed to pay me to draw them. First of all. But yeah, he just, like, randomly started telling me about his OCs, and I was just like, okay. Like, cool, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. But I don't know. Like, he was sending all the pictures of his OCs, and then he was like, yeah, like, I always really have liked curvy women, but now I realize that I love all women. I was like, oh, this is why people don't like you. Like, it's not that they don't like men, it's because you just show up and you're like, here's all my OCs, and by the way, I love big boobs. It's like, okay. Alright, like, what do you want me to say? I just said, okay. Again, like, this whole conversation was me just going, okay. So I was just, like, perplexed. Anyway. But I only bring this up because the other day, he, like, posted on his story, because, right, there's a new Idolmaster show. Idolmaster U149. And I had to fight for my life to find this online. Why is it so hard? But anyway, I found it, so if you need the link, call me. I have the link with the English subtitles. I can find you Idolmaster U149 if you would like. I gotta say, the first episode, I'm not, like, really impressed. It was kind of just, like, boring. Honestly, they could have just not made that episode. But the animation is really, really good. I really love the animation. But yeah, the first episode is just, like, the producer shows up, and all of them, like, all of the idols just, like, hate him for some reason. And he kind of doesn't like them, or, like, he's apprehensive, and I'm like, why? Like, I'm not really understanding why everyone is, like, so mad. It's like, they just, like, wanted to have drama in the first episode, but there wasn't, like, really anything to have drama about, so they just started making stuff up. It's kind of what happened. I'm sorry, guys, my braids are really bad. Have I talked about the fact that I have a disorder, guys? It's not my fault that my hair looks really bad, okay? I have a disorder where I compulsively pull my hair out. It's like being possessed. Sorry. So yeah, a lot of the hair is, like, too short to be in the braids because it's growing back from a big bald head. Anyway, what was I talking about? U149? Yeah. It was just, like, the producer shows up and he's like, oh, I'm gonna be the manager of, like, 8, 12-year-olds? Like, okay. I didn't know I was gonna be the Wiggles manager. Like, that wasn't what I was thinking was gonna happen. But he doesn't say that. He just walks in and he's like, And then all of the girls are already like, who is this? Get him out of here. And I'm like, why are you mad? Like, I'm so confused. But anyway, so they just, like, had to have drama. But it was, like, really boring drama. Because I'm like, why are they mad? Like, he just shows up for the first time and they're already like, I'm like, what were you thinking was gonna happen? Like, I don't know what they were thinking was gonna happen. They're like, yay, we're gonna get a manager. Like, we're actually gonna be a real group, guys. So cool. And then he shows up and they're like, no, not him, though. I don't know. But cool. And also, Arisu, I don't really care about Arisu that much. So I'm like, I wish this was a show about Haru. She's the best U149 member. Anyway, but because this show came out, that guy was on his story. And he was like, I'm seeing so many people, like, becoming fake Idolmaster fans just because U149 came out. And I'm like, wow, you guys haven't even ever known about Idolmaster. How can you just show up like you guys aren't real fans or whatever? And I'm like, first of all, who? I had to fight for my life to find that freaking episode online. Who? who doesn't know about Idolmaster, like, found it and became a fan? Like, who? You must be talking about, like, half, like, 0.5 people. Who? But also, second of all, there's, like, 4 people in the entire United States that like Idolmaster. Why are you mad? Okay? We need to recruit people. You can't be like, you're a fake fan because you just started watching this new show. Hello? They're coming over to our side. We should be like, yes, come over to our side. Do you like, having nothing available for you in English? Idolmaster is for you, right? But also, the final thing is, in this conversation that I had with him, like, several days prior, he didn't even know who Makoto was. You can't be complaining about, oh, these people are fake Idolmaster fans. You guys don't even know anything about Idolmaster. You don't know who Makoto is. Because on one of his OCs, I was like, oh, she kind of looks like Makoto. And he's like, who the hell is Makoto? And I'm like, huh? There's only 13 characters, bro. There's only 13 Idolmaster characters. You don't know them? That's what I'm saying. How do you not know them? Hello? But anyway, yeah, you can't be... I mean, I did think that was weird when he said that. But, like, again, I don't really care if you don't know everything about Idolmaster. Although I gotta say, it's a little bit weird to be, like, a long-term Idolmaster fan and not know the characters from Idolmaster 1. Like, it's Idolmaster 1. How do you not know who Makoto is? But anyway, yeah, you can't be like, these people have never seen Autumn Master a day in their life. How can this, like, have you? Exactly. Have you? Have you? I don't know. I'm not even that mad. I'm just like, I'm just in like a, oh, I've just figured it out. It's because I'm drinking this yummy, delicious caramel macchiato from Einstein's Bagels. This is like really good, but I think it's because it's like 3 parts caramel syrup and like 1 part coffee. So I'm like, delicious, but I'm also like, I think this is just sugar water. That might be why it's so good. But anyway, hello, Autumn Master fans. The 3 of you that exist. First of all, you know what's like really annoying me? Is my eyebrow. Look at how it goes like this, right? Because as I mentioned before, what do I have? Exactly, a disorder where I compulsively pull my hair out, so exactly. But like, look in the way that this has happened. Why is it like a little M? It upsets me. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. There's just like a defect in my brain. It's actually really funny because like when I talk to other people with this disorder, which I know one person in real life who has it. I went to high school with her, so I don't like see her anymore, but then also like I've noticed that the person who sits in front of me in criminology class, she'll just be like, "Oop, there comes one," and I'm like, "You have a disorder, by the way. Just letting you know." But anyway, it's like when I talk to people with this, you know, mostly online, but it always like everybody's story is kind of the same of how it manifested. Like it just sort of randomly happened when they were like 11 or like around that age. They were just like, I'm gonna pull out my hair now. It's like, that's what happened to me too, but it's like really funny. Because it's like, okay, so this was like inside of me all along somewhere, but like, why was it like dormant for so long, right? Like, because I remember exactly where I was when it happened. Okay, it's like 9/11. So I was in 6th grade English class, okay? That class was so garbage. But all of my friends were in it, so it was really good. But the teacher, like, already sucked. And then also I was in there with all of my friends, and I was always talking to them. So then the teacher double sucked because she was always yelling at us. But yeah, she already, like, was kind of garbage. So, yeah, but I feel kind of bad for her, actually. Because it was like, she was pregnant, and then she went on maternity leave, and then when she came back from maternity leave, she just, like, it's really funny, because, like, the first couple of days that she came back, she was like, yeah, guys, I've already been gone long enough. I won't be missing any more days. And then she proceeded to, like, miss the entire rest of the year. But, like, she never hired a sub, so we would just go in there, there'd be nobody in there, and we'd be like, okay. Cool. So that was kind of funny. That was a common theme in my middle school. I don't know what's going on there, but, like, I think that they're, like, about to shut down, because, like, progressively, I've, like, heard that more and more stuff there is like going wrong. And I'm like, damn, there was already so much stuff going wrong when I was there. Like 2 teachers got arrested. Actually, I think 3. Because I think that, yeah, that's actually crazy. I think because it was the PE teacher's son was like another teacher, and I'm pretty sure he was doing some suspicious behaviors. And then another one of the teachers got arrested for assault. She like beat somebody up in the parking lot. And then another teacher got like committed to a mental institution because yeah, she was, I don't know. And I'm like, damn, what was going on in there? Because yeah, it was just like a vibe there. All the teachers were like kind of insane, you know? There was the nurse. Oh my gosh, the nurse. So okay, my friend was friends with the nurse's granddaughter, okay, who went to the school. The nurse's granddaughter went to the school, and my friend was friends with her. And the nurse, like, thought that my friend was a bad influence on her granddaughter, and so the nurse would, like, stalk my friend. It was so bizarre. Like, she would just show up to, like, the classes that she was in and, like, follow her around and, like, what? I don't know, that's so crazy to me, and she's not even one of the people that got arrested. And then also, like, my mom had a run-in with the nurse, too. Like, it was actually really funny. Like, I was I had to go to the nurse in I think 8th grade. Not that it matters, but I had to go to the nurse, and my mom like it came to get me, and like her and the nurse started fighting like verbally. Just to clarify, because I was just talking about another teacher like physically fighting somebody. But yeah, and it was like really hilarious because the nurse was like, "You can't take your daughter out of school. And by the way, right? She had to call you for you to come here. She shouldn't have her phone, okay? Phones are not allowed. So, yeah." My mom was like, "Okay, but like, can I just take her? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what?" And the nurse is like, "No, you can't do that." My mom's like, "What if I just like, hey, what about if I just came in here and said, we actually have a funeral to go to, okay? You would let me take her out then, okay? I could just lie about some other thing that I had to take her out for, and you would let me do it. So why, like, just let me take her out. Like, who cares?" And then like they started fighting with the lady, or not fighting, but like they were fighting in front of the front office lady, and the front office lady was so confused. It was really funny because my mom, was like, "Oh well, what if I was, taking her out for this reason or this reason? Like, lady, just let me like, who cares?" um, and then the the lady at the front desk was like, "Wait, so is she being taken out because she has to go to a funeral, or like what's going on?" It's like, and the nurse was like, "No, that's not why. That's not why." Anyway, the nurse was crazy, but like that was kind of funny. But yeah, what was I talking about? Sorry, I have so much that I could say about my middle school. We had uniforms. Okay, wait. Well, first of all, we had uniforms. Okay, which is funny because the school was like really bad, so it's funny that it was trying to be like fancy. It wasn't a private school. It was just like they were like, we're gonna have uniforms. Okay. And second of all, in 8th grade, I was a counselor's aide, so I would just like be in the counselor's office all the time, which meant that I would like overhear people's like conversations with the counselor, which I feel like is bad. But anyway, but that morning I had been in the orchestra room and I witnessed the incident happen that was then later talked about in the counselor's office, because this girl was like, she had her like button up like blouse, right? But she had it like buttoned down, like unbuttoned down to here, like her whole boobs were out. and the orchestra teacher was a guy, right? And so she came in because it was like first period, and he was like, "Girl, what are you, button your shirt up." And like I saw this happen. Anyway, but then later that day she came into the counselor's office and was like, "Yeah, the orchestra teacher, he like sexually harassed me. He was saying all," and I was like, that was kind of hilarious. But it was funny because after she left, then the counselor like came out of her office and came to like the main room that I was in, and she just started like complaining about that girl. It was like really funny. She was like, "Girl, what are you talking about? Oh, okay." Like, and I was like, "Okay, that's kind of hilarious," because yeah, I witnessed that happen, and I was like, "LOL." Because yeah, she came in and I was like, "What? You've never done this before." Why did like suddenly you just decide, I'm just gonna like, okay, like, you're like 14. Okay. I don't know. Anyway, but what was I talking? Well, my point when I started talking about my middle school was that I was in middle school. I was in 6th grade English class, and I just went like this, and then like a bunch of my eyebrow hairs fell out. Which, if you try this, guys, it will happen. Okay, if you go like this, like multiple eyebrow hairs will fall out, and you're just gonna be like, okay, cool, I guess. But whenever I did that and that happened, I was like, it's time for them all to go. So, yeah, I don't know, like, just something happened that day. A lot of people with this disorder, the, like, origin of it is, you know that thing where, like, oh, if like, an eyelash falls out, then, like, put it on your thumb and blow it away and make a wish or whatever. A lot of people, like, started doing it because of that. It's like, what? Like, it's kind of weird. They were like, okay, then I'm just gonna pull all of my eyelashes out and have unlimited wishes. And it's like, exactly, like, this isn't, like, rational people thinking. Like, it just is always in there. It's like, why? Why? That's so weird, okay? That's so weird. But yeah. So I actually used to have no eyebrows, and look at this. I do have eyebrows now. They're a little bit... there's some pieces missing. But there used to be all missing, so little victories. But actually it's not a little victory because I'm, like, right here, bald. No hair. Bald. So yeah, sometimes... so that's why I always have to wear my hair like this, actually. Well, I guess for multiple reasons. Because first of all, this covers up the hat. And then putting my hair in braids is kind of like it's being sealed away, okay? Like, if it was down, I would have very easy access to just be like... But like this, you know, I can't really, like, just pull out one part so much, so... Big W. And I'm happy to say that I never pulled my eyelashes out, like Slay, but this is a... I feel bad because I feel like I'm judging the other people with this disorder, but there's some people that just, like, only pull out their eyelashes, and I feel like that's so weird. The, like, sensation of pulling out your eyelashes is so much different than the others, than your other options. And it's like, why would you do that one? It's, like, the lamest one, like... And also, it's the easiest one to cover up. So actually, maybe you guys have a point. You just wear false eyelashes and you're done. You're fine. But yeah, then you have to put on false eyelashes, which is annoying. Now they have those magnetic ones, which I feel like if you had no eyelashes and you like did the magnetic ones, they would stick so good. Oh my gosh, because I love the magnetic ones. But yeah, it's because they're really easy to put on and really easy to take off. But because of that, they also just kind of, like, might fly away. Because they're not on there, like, that strongly. But, like, the glue is so bad, first of all. And then, like, taking off the glue, I hate it. I hate it. But I really like the magnetic ones. Yeah. And you know what that made me think of? I got my mom magnetic lashes. And she didn't like them. I was like, loser! I bought these at Ross. Just for you to not even wear them. But she, like, if there's, like, a really special occasion, she will. But she just doesn't like them. Which I'm so confused. Because, right, it's, like, the magnetic eyeliner. And she's like, oh, it just feels like I have a big strip of, like, metal on my eye. And I'm like, what? Like, no, it doesn't, but okay. She's like, I hate it. It makes my eye feel so heavy. And I'm like, okay. I've never experienced that, but cool. Also about eyes, mostly about, like, eyelids, right? Because as you can see, if I look like this, if I look down like this, my, like, this part, like, touches my eye. And it's kind of cool, actually, because, my dad and my brother, both of them, like, even if they're just, like, looking straight and they're not going like this, this, like, the, whatever eyelid skin, I guess, it, like, hangs over their eye. It, like, goes, like, a little bit past the eyelashes. And, like, it's not just because my dad is, like, old or whatever, and the thing is, his skin is starting to go a little, because my brother is like that too. And my mom is not. So I'm like, cool, I got this, like, in-between part. Cool. I kind of like that. Because how would I put on eyeshadow if it was like this? But also it is funny, like, when you put on eyeshadow when your eyelids, like, go like this, because you, like, you're putting it on while your eye is closed, and then you open your eye and, like, it all just disappears within this, like, this big fold part, and you're like, oh, Okay. Did that for no reason, I guess, but cool. Yeah. Also, this is random, but like I've always thought this, but I feel like other people don't, because whenever I said this one time, people were like, not my experience. But I feel like eyeliner tutorials are so stupid. Because it's like really obvious. You just look at it and you understand what they did. But like it's still hard. Like I'm not saying that, ooh, putting on eyeliner is so easy, because I never do it, because it's like really hard to get it straight for me personally. But yeah, it's like if you look at somebody's eye and it's like that, it's like you don't really need a tutorial. Like it's just a shape. I don't know. And they're like, look, okay, so first of all, see exactly, like if I turn like this, you can see that this is like already right on my eye. So if I like did do eyeliner, you know, where would it go? But anyway, it's like they're like, oh, here's a tutorial. You draw a line like that, and then you draw it back here. And I'm like, yeah, duh. Like, I didn't really need a tutorial for that. I just need you to do it on me, please. Thank you. But anyway, I like the way that this. I just make a video where I just talk about stuff. And I like that. That's kind of the point. That's the only reason why I'm making videos. Obviously, why else would I be filming on an iPad and just talking if I didn't enjoy doing this? Because yeah, actually sometimes people do watch my videos, and sometimes I'm like, obviously they clicked on it by accident. Because sometimes the watch time will be like 1 second and I'm like, slay. But also sometimes people comment on my videos, and sometimes people like my videos, and I'm like, that's crazy to me. Thank you, by the way, but I'm also just like, that's crazy. And like, one of my videos, have I already talked about this? I don't know. But the one that I think I did. Anyway, the one that I made about like my crack theory that JC from NSYNC is a time traveler, which is like such a like weirdly specific topic, and also I was not being for real, obviously. But anyway, like that video got like 600 views or something, and I'm like, okay, guys. Ooh. And nobody wanted to watch my one about how Justin Timberlake is a vampire. Guys, that one has more evidence. Why does he have a song called Mirrors? Why does he need somebody else to reflect him? Exactly. Why does he have, obviously the biggest piece of evidence is that on the 2020 Experience Part 2, okay, he had like a 12-minute long song. I think it's actually only 11 minutes, sorry. About being a vampire. And so yeah. Yeah. He has a song about being a vampire. Like, and it's really long. So actually a lot of his songs are that long. So anyway. But yeah, like on that video, the JC one, not the Justin Timberlake one. The JC, not the JT, correct? There was like this one lady that kept commenting like months apart. She would come back to the video and comment like angrily. And I was just like, that's really funny to me that she kept coming back to the video. And was like, this is not true. And I'm like, I know. But also like it was funny. So, but I felt bad actually, because I was like, damn, she felt like really personally offended by this. I wasn't being for real, just to clarify. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, I really like, what was that? Anyway, I like making videos. Because, I mean, videos is a strong term, okay? Let's be clear. But also, if this video was playing in, like, the 1920s, and, like, everybody came to the theater and this was what was playing, they'd be like, wow, the technology. Oh my gosh. So, actually, maybe it's cool. Like, is this true? This seems fake. But, like, the story about the first time that people went to the theater and like the movie was a train, and everybody was like, OMG, this train is gonna come crash through and kill us, and like everybody's like running. I've heard this several times, but I feel like that's not true, because huh? Like y'all can see, right, that it's like on that it's contained to this screen. I don't know. Anyway, who am I to judge the people from the early 1900s? Like, who cares? I don't know. Just kidding. Y'all were racist. Also, I found out the other day, that women couldn't vote in Japan until 1945. What? That's crazy. Oh, you know what that reminds me? How could I have neglected to talk about this? This is so funny. Okay, so I'm in Asian civilizations class, right? And there's this guy in there who I hesitate to say anything bad about him because I'm pretty sure he has like a social disorder or something. But he's just constantly making like strange comments in class, like unprompted. Um yeah, like constantly, like the whole time. But yesterday in class, the professor was talking about some some book. You can tell I was paying a lot of attention. And that was about like Japanese, like gods and goddesses and stuff. And there was like a passage in there that was one of the goddesses like detailing her like sexual relationship with like one of the other goddesses or gods or something. And he was like, okay, well, we're gonna skip over that because like whatever. And then that guy was like, I bet it's pretty hot though. And everyone went, and the professor, after he said that, he just went, And it was so funny, like, his verbal reaction to that guy saying that. Just, But oh my god, like, and he's always doing stuff like that. I don't know, man. But, it was so awkward, man. It's just everybody in that class went, I hate that class. Because it's like really boring, first of all. And then second of all, there's that guy that I'm always just like, time and place, and you did it at my birthday dinner. Like, Tati had a point. I'm just gonna say, Tati had a point. Yeah. I think that's actually interesting. That out of like the what, 3 people, 4, okay, Mr. Dawson, people that were like heavily involved in that situation. The like instigator, comparatively to the other 3, like literally, but she doesn't have anything that crazy on her record. That's what I'm saying. Like the other 3, they were like, they're all pedophiles and racist, and it's like, damn. And then Tati is just there like, sorry I brought this up, guys. Like, all I wanted to say was, and you did it at my birthday dinner, and here we are. Right? Anyway, another question. Oh, I had rhetoric class today. I literally hate that class so much. And you know what else I hate? Then I've had multiple classes where I had an assignment that's like somewhere along the lines of like, oh, basically just do this assignment but apply it to your major. And I'm like, what about all of us with boring majors? Like, what are we supposed to do? I hate these stupid assignments. I'm like, what am I supposed to write about? What am I supposed to write about? Look me in the eye. What do you want me to do? Right? Like, some of these people are like, oh, I'm majoring in neuroscience. And it's like, okay, well, you have a lot to say. What about all of us that are majoring in, like, business management? Like, what do I do? It's like, there was one that I had to do for geology. It was like, relate geology to your major. And I was like, girl, what? I wrote about, like, selling, like, companies that sell crystals. That's what I wrote about. Because I was like, what? That one is actually not that hard when you think about it. Because some people were, like, drama majors. And they were like, what? What do you want me to say? But this time I just have to do a research assignment. I have to find some issue within my major and like talk about it. And I'm like, what do I say? Like, because the other people were like, I'm gonna talk about AI. Everybody was doing AI. First of all, they were like, I'm gonna talk about AI being used in medicine or something, and how that can be dangerous or how that can be helpful or whatever. And I'm like, what do I say? Like, what do I say? So I hate that they do that because, yeah, it's really kind of aimed at people with more interesting things like computer science or something, or like medicine. What about all of us boring people? Also, I like the negative stereotype around business majors because at my school there's like barely any business majors. So it's like extra funny because the only like 90 okay, it's kind of like my school is mostly computer science or like some animation or like game design, something in that realm. Uh that's mostly what people do here. So it's like always funny because those people are like making fun of business majors and I'm like there's like four of us. Like who are you basing this off of? It's not like I'm like personally offended because I don't care. Obviously I don't like fit into any of what they're saying anyway. Cause they're like, oh, business majors are always trading stocks or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't care. I don't do that. But it's also like, y'all, there's way more of you. There's way more of you guys. So yeah, you guys actually have a much stronger like pool for people to make like stereotypes about. So I don't know why you're like talking down to the people that there's like not that many of them for you to talk about, you know? If you went to another school and you observed like the same thing, like it would be different, right? But yeah, because I'm like, well, computer science people, I haven't really noticed anything weird about computer science people, but like the people that are in like the animation and game design school, oh my gosh, I can't stand those people. I'm so sorry. Because what did I just say? But also I'm like, damn, y'all are weird. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But like, what are y'all talking about? They're always like, let's debate the ethics behind Naruto. And I'm like, what? I gotta get out of here. Yeah. I don't know. But obviously there's a bunch of normal people too, so. But I've also witnessed a lot of those type of people, so it's kind of like, why are there no stereotypes about you guys? Why is it business majors? There's like 4 people! But also actually because when in one of my business classes, there's like these 2 guys in front of me that are always trading stocks, looking at the market, and I'm like, damn, they got a point. But they're like so annoying. It's because they'll be like talking to each other. They'll be like, oh my gosh, did you buy stock in Amazon too? Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's really going up. I guess I should probably invest in Bitcoin. And I'm like, okay guys, like pay attention to the lecture. How about that? How about invest in your future? uh, that class is good though. I like that class. Business law. Because our professor's like really nice. She's just a really nice person, you know? Like, she always like excessively apologizes and like, I don't know. Well, actually that doesn't sound like positive. But my example is like one time somebody asked her a question and she like answered, you know, a different question. Like that's not what he asked. And then like he clarified, he's like, no, I mean like this or whatever. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I totally misunderstood you. Okay. And I'm like, wow, she's so nice. Like other teachers, I don't know why this has happened to me so much, but like when you ask them a question and they like misinterpret it, and then you're like, wait, but that's not what I was talking about. Like, why do they either just like dismiss it or just answer the question or just say like the same thing that they just said? Like if you're like, but professor, why do Pop-Tarts have filling? I don't know, I'm just coming up with some random thing. And they're like, oh, well, the crust of the Pop-Tart is very crispy. And you're like, no, I'm talking about the filling. And they're like, well, the crust, you know. And you're like, okay. Or you're like, no, I'm talking about the filling. And they're just like, mm-hmm. You know? That happens to me all the time. And I'm just like, okay. So I was like, wow, she's so nice. She went back and confirmed and then apologized. Why can't everyone be like that? You don't have to apologize. But I'm just saying that was like an extra niceness that she did, you know? She didn't have to do it. And also, she does this all the time where, like, multiple times per class. Which, the way I said that made it sound like I was really mad about it, but she'll be, like, using examples. And she'll be like, you know, about law. Mm-hmm. And she'll be like, okay, so in this case we're going to be talking about a car accident. Jamie, would you be okay being the victim in the car accident? Would that be okay with you if we use you in the example? And, like, she always, like, asks people before, like, she uses them in the example. Cool.